Today we're going to see which one's better, the Milwaukee Inkzall or the Sharpie Pro. We're going to test them out on a variety of surfaces with a variety of materials on top of those surfaces, and we're going to see which one ends up the best. I'm going to throw in the good old-fashioned Carpenter's pencil as a third kind of controlled variable as well. So we'll see. We're going to try it on vinyl baseboard, 2x4, OSB, plastic lid of a pail, and sheet metal. We're going to write on each one dry, wet with water, and oily with fluid film. And we'll see finally which one is the top product. So I'm going to take a brand new Inkzall out. We're going to take a brand new Sharpie Pro, and I'm going to sharpen up a fresh Carpenter's pencil from my local home hardware. And we're going to write a couple of lines for each one all the way down. We're going to go dry, then we're going to go wet, and then we're going to go with fluid film. So we're going to start, we're going to make 3 lines with this fresh sharpened Carpenter's pencil. No problem. Next, we're going to open up a brand new box of Milwaukee Inkzall. It's a little dry. That's because it's an ink style as opposed to maybe what some of the Sharpies are, but it still definitely made a darker mark. There we are, Sharpie Pro. This came about from TikTok when everybody said, hey, no, Milwaukee Inkzall sucks. Give this a shot. So here we go. Brand new out of the package. So we'll let them each dry and we'll come back and check them out as we go. We'll go. Oh, that's almost like a watercolor on paper. That just soaks right in beautifully. Get a little sharper image with a little less bleeding with the Sharpie. Obviously, pencil doesn't like uneven surfaces as much. Let's see. Handles the divots really well. The Inkzall gives it a more continuous line. The Sharpie skips spots where there's little divots, so there's that, but the Sharpie's a little darker. Pencil first. Almost impossible. Beautiful. That writes nice. Sharpie. Even nicer. A little bit darker. Sheet metal. Yep, almost impossible. This is not going to be the most scientific test in the world, but we're going to dump a little bit of water on it, and then we're going to mark on it immediately. So we'll act like it's a rain puddle. How's that look? There we go. Didn't do much, did it? No problem. Ooh. How about Sharpie? Boy, guys, that water's killing it. Wet spot right here. Almost nothing. And Sharpie. Little bit. That is something else. Almost nothing, of course. There's a little bit just to see if I could open it up again. And all it does is spread the ink. So they do not like water at all. At all. In a water situation. Nothing. I'm trying to push as hard as I can. I'm not getting anything. Let's try a brand new one. See what happens. Nothing. Brand new Sharpie. Almost nothing. Give it a little spray. Okay. Not going to go super oily. Just give it a good cover. So let's start with our pencil. We're going to try a new one here just to see what happens. Okay, Sharpie. Oh dear God, guys. Well, we know pencil will mark on plastic, but it's not very good. Sharpie was a little better on plastic with fluid film. Now that's kind of weird. Pencil actually showed up better. Well, kind of. Not really. It just kind of broke through the grease. Here we go. Nothing. Okay, I want to show you guys something. So this was after attempting to make, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 marks through water, 15 marks through grease. This is all I'm getting on paper, okay? In case you say, well, Tim, they were defective, here's another brand new one right out of the package. Okay, here is this one. It's coming around a little better. There's a brand new one out of the package. So, okay, so let's do some comparisons. So first off, we need to eliminate the fact that if you're dealing with wood or oil, looks like the good old-fashioned Carpenter's pencil still can't be beat. We figured that out. Now, if we're dealing with dry material and you want a dark mark on the material, Sharpie on stainless steel every day of the week. On plastic, really hard to say. I mean, it's slightly more to Sharpie, but not by much. Darker on OSB, Sharpie. Bring this around here for you. How about just dry old wood, 2x4, Sharpie by just a little bit. Vinyl baseboard, once again, Sharpie by just a little bit. Now, if a perfectly smooth line is the most important thing to you, or something that goes over jagged material better, then I'd have to say Milwaukee would be the one to go with. You'll see it fills in the lines just a little better on the 2x4. The one I was most impressed with was how well the ink marker filled in the little divots on there, and it wrote across the uneven surface significantly better than the Sharpie did without catching. As far as if you're writing on buckets, well, either one seems okay to me. Over here on sheet metal, which tends to be the hardest to see, I would say you need to stick with Sharpie. Okay, final test we're going to do. This is just a regular old plastic pail, plastic square pail that I got ice melt in. I'm going to mark on it, and then I'm going to immediately try to rub it off, and we'll see what happens. So we're going to make 1, 2, 3, then we're going to take our finger. Still there, but it almost disappeared. Next, we're going to go Milwaukee. 1, 2, 3. Faint, but still there. Sharpie. Okay, now we're going to try one more thing. We're going to make 3 marks. We're going to let them sit for a minute or so. 1, try that one again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And in about a minute, I'll come back and try to mark it off. Okay, here we are. So I'm going to try to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, what do you guys think? Let's go back to the immediate test first. That was over here. That's your Sharpie. That is your Milwaukee, and that's your pencil. So I would say overall, Sharpie holds up better to immediate wipe off. And on this one, pencil, Milwaukee, Sharpie. And I think the edge goes slightly to Sharpie as well in this one. So I thought to finish up, we should do a comparison. First off, value, how much each one costs compared to what they can do, what the product itself is capable of, and most importantly, something I didn't exactly mention starting out is, how does it hold up to the claims that the product and the manufacturer make? So let's start with the lowly old pencil. This guy right here, cheapest I could find him on Amazon right at the moment is 21 cents per pencil if you buy a 100 pack. It makes no claims. Everybody knows it writes on wood, and that's what it does. If you're just doing wood cutting all day long, I see no reason not to have a Carpenter's pencil. It worked great on vinyl Cove base moldings as well. Not so great on things like sheet metal or PVC or plastic buckets. But for wood, you really can't beat it. And it's cheap, and if you lose it, no big deal. So, Sharpie Pro, 79 cents per piece if you buy a 36 pack. That's the cheapest I could find it on Amazon right now. Here's the thing. What are the claims on the box? Claims are that it'll write on metal, PVC, wood, and concrete. We didn't test concrete. It says nothing about conditions. It doesn't say anything about wet, oily, or dusty. All it says is that it'll write on metal, PVC, wood, and concrete. And the reason I included this package was because so many people on TikTok said, Tim, you need to test Sharpie Pro. They're way better. So at 79 cents for a Sharpie Pro, if you buy a 36 pack on Amazon, this will do exactly what the box tells you. It'll write on metal, it'll write on PVC, it'll write on wood. Don't know about concrete yet. Maybe we'll come back if you have an interest in that. So it does what it does. So this is where I'm going to get a little pissy with Milwaukee, okay? It's like DeWalt as well. You put the name Milwaukee or DeWalt on something and all of a sudden you can charge more money for it. $1.29 per piece was the cheapest I could find them right now on Amazon if you buy a 12 pack. Okay, now as far as the claims go, it says also that it will write on PVC, metal, wood, and concrete. Cool. If they stopped there, it would still be an overpriced product, but at least it did what it said. You ready for this? Also writes on dust, wet, and oily surfaces. In the words of Maury Povich, that is a lie. These didn't work, guys. That's why I buy this shit sometimes, to test it out to see what you think. So what are the results? Well, to be honest, the Sharpie was darker, it wrote better, it held up to being wiped off better. The only slight thing that Milwaukee did better was writing on uneven surfaces. What the hell does that matter when you're paying 50% more for an inferior product because the brand name's on it? So if you have to pick a permanent marker to keep in your tool bag that'll write on anything, not in all weather conditions, but at least on any surface that's out there right now, Sharpie Pro is the way to go. Now, if you got to write on wood and it's wet, looks like the good old-fashioned Carpenter pencil is still the best way to go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I was surprised. I honestly thought that these kind of alcohol inky markers would work better than they did, but it was a fail. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed my results. Sharpie's going to be in my tool bag from now on, and I'm not going to buy any more of those Milwaukee Inkzall pens. Simple as that. But I'm not going to throw away my old Carpenter pencil either. So, you want to hang around? Hit the subscribe button, introduce yourself, let me know who you are. And guys, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.